Hello, my name is Austin Steyer, and this is a pitch presentation for the game Cuddle Bullet. Cuddle Bullet will be a third-person puzzle platform game where you, the player, will have to solve elaborate traps by manipulating the emotions of newly sentient artificial intelligences. The main theme of the game is emotions and how they color our thoughts and actions. The player must keep themselves from being killed by cyber terrorists, robots, while advancing their way through his elaborate traps in order to stop his nefarious plans. The player's long-term goal is to reach the terrorist and change how he views the world. Their short-term goals are as follows: don't get shot, solve the puzzle, and that's it. The player will be able to control three emotions: hate, fear, and love. With hate, the player can make his target hostile, using them to destroy obstacles and other robots. Fear can be used to make enemies stay away from certain areas, objects, or other robots. Love will attract its target to a person, place, or thing. Important mechanics of the game are as follows. To give a robot an emotion, you must first pick the emotion that you are going to give. Players will do so by pressing the spacebar to cycle through the emotions. After shooting the robot and giving them an emotion, the robot will feel but not have a purpose for that feeling. An example of this is if you give a robot the emotion of hate, they will become hostile, but they will not differentiate between the player and other robots. So, the player will be attacked by the robot, and this makes it imperative that the player will have to pick a target quickly so that the robot does not focus its anger on him. Any breakable crates will not be targeted as they are not seen as possible threats. To give a feeling purpose, the player will have to shoot a second arrow at the intended target. Below is a diagram explaining more. No two robots can have the same emotion. Emotions once given will not time out, but will only be removed by giving the robot another emotion or giving a different robot the same emotion. The antagonizing force of the game is that a cyber terrorist has built different artificially intelligent robots to help him stop anyone who might stop him. They include turrets that will shoot from a fixed point, tanks that will move on treads, spiders that can crawl on ceilings and walls, and construction bots that lift heavy objects. With the mechanics of the game described already, interesting puzzles can be developed that will test the player and provide an entertaining experience. Puzzles will utilize multiple switches as well as sliding walls and multiple hostile robots to make the traps challenging. This game shares similarities with other games such as Portal, Swiper, and other puzzle games. But due to Cuddle Bullet's unique mechanics, the puzzles that the player has to solve will be different. With terrorism being a difficult subject for people living in modern times today, the game might offend some audiences. The message of the game is that terrorism is ruled by hate and ignorance. But with this being a game, the creation of the game might end up changing the message that we're trying to bring across. We must not lose sight of this. Also, without a prototype, we simply won't know if people want to play a game where you solve puzzles with emotions.